What is going on, guys? My name is Warhammer. Welcome to another video. Now, today we are playing Skaven, and we are up against Empire. And this guy is a very good player. Like, he's from BBB clan, and I believe the name was Triple S Holder, which is an awesome name. And let's dive straight into his army. So he has brought a very infantry heavy army, but alongside with a couple skirmishes and actually no skirmishes, just Empire Knights. So let's start with Empire Knights, 2 units of them. These guys are the bread and butter from Empire roster, I believe, because for their cost they can actually be super efficient, and it's all simply because of their leadership and their armor. 110 armor while shielded, which means they are pretty resilient, and as a short cavalry, 48 charge bonus is okay, it's not bad. And we got 2 of them on each flank. There you go. And also at the back there's 1 cannon. I'm just gonna just put it right here. Picking cannon into Skaven is actually legit good. And then this game is gonna show. Alright, and then Lord in Command is none other than Volkswagen himself, Warhammer the Green, on his chariot, with Jake Griffin, which constantly replenishes his hit point, and he's unbreakable as well. So yeah, quite good. And this chariot actually are nuts, especially in this matchup against Skaven. Like, this Volkswagen is just gonna run around and basically melt down those rats in no time. And then on the battlefield, alongside with Warhammer the Green, we have a Jade Wizard on foot, and he's rocking Odin, Earthblood, and Lifelink, of course. So basically the idea is that he doesn't really need to heal Volkswagen, because Volkswagen heals himself. That's why he actually just up to basically heal the rest of the army. And then for the range department, we have Sternen's Revenge, which is Regiments of Renown, Free Company Militias. These guys doesn't like their counterparts. They actually have very good melee stats on top of a very good AP damage. And then we have no other than Silver Bullets. This is my favorite handgun unit in the game, and I did some quite extensive analysis on them in the past. And these guys are the bread and butter from Empire Range department. And now for the infantry, he has got a infantry 9 all the way till the sunset. I always say that because I like this spaghetti kind of 9 setup. So basically at the back, Tattersalls, very good, unbreakable, can dish out a lot of damage, and they have Frenzy, and they have a lot of model. They have 120 models. And then we have these guys, the skeletons, sorry, not skeleton, Empire Spearmen. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 spearsmen, 5 spearsmen. So basically 5 spearsmen, 5 swordsmen, and 1 great sword, alongside with the no Sigma Sons, right? Alongside with Tattersalls. And also there's a Witch Hunter on the battlefield. After the nerf of the Accusation, Witch Hunter just rarely got picked, but I'm very impressed about the Witch Hunter pick here. It's very good against Skaven, I suppose. So right now, let's check my army. So I set up in a very weird way, because I kind of play like I'm not really a Skaven main. So my army mostly are from the other guy's army. So basically copy and paste, and just basically tailor it a little bit according to my taste. But the idea is that I have all these clan rats, 5 of them, and I have all these Skaven slaves with spears. They are really good unit, and because they cost really nothing, but the things they can do are absolutely amazing. And then I have 5 red ogres, and each of them are on top of either a Giselle unit or a warp Latin cannon. And then I have 1 warp Latin cannon, of course, and I have 3 Giselles, 1, 2, 3. One of them and these guys. These guys are amazing. The netty bubble sharpshooters are probably one of the most unique, one of the most OP unit in the current meta. These guys are amazingly good. They can dish out a ton of damage, and as Giselles, they are very resilient to missile fire because they have silver shields, and they have a lot of range, which is incredible. And then I'm not sure whether these guys, the netty bubble sharpshooters, have more range than normal Giselles. No, they don't. Okay, never mind. And then the Lord in command here is the Skulk himself with the Liber Babnicius, which is like a sniper ability. And then he also brought a Rod of Corruption, which is like an AoE ability. And then Stand Your Ground, Pestilent Birth, Vermintide, Aura of Pestilence, Plague Rush, and that's it. That's the army. Now let's see how this is gonna break down. So basically, I have never seen this kind of Empire setup before against Skaven, because I played a lot of Empire against Skaven before, and the list I bring normally will absolutely not look like this. I actually will go with a Griffin Lord, and I will go super aggressive. But I never really just basically span all this infantry before, so it's very interesting to see this really heavy infantry focused list. But I can tell that this is gonna be a hard fight. So this netty bubble sharpshooters and Giselles are currently firing, and they're firing at those spearsmen, which is not really ideal. And then I'm actually just trying to readjusting my line here, just basically get everything to a better position. And this red ogres actually got peppered down so hard by that great cannon, and I believe they actually lost models. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. And then that great cannon is actually shooting my Giselles. But here, the Stern's Revenge actually took a lot of damage from the Giselles and the cannons. And now there's a heal coming. Actually, it's overcasted, which is gonna keep them alive. And then there's gonna be an Empire Knights charging into my Clan Rats, absolutely decimate them on the charge. And here, the center, Clan Rats actually engage those Empire Swordsmen as well. You know, 1v1 situation, Clan Rats gonna actually win. But the thing here is that this is rarely happened, but it actually happened this game. Rats actually get overwhelmed by Empire. Like you can see here, all these angry Empire troops that just basically overwhelmed that Clan Rats, which rarely happen. And then I still have quite a few reserve Rats unit is to basically get pulled in now, probably. And then this Giselles needs to fire at Volkswagen. There you go, all of them are firing at Volkswagen now, which is a very good move. And Volkswagen actually dive into this engagement here. So this engagement here, I actually have 2 units of Red Ogres. But the thing is, my opponent did so good that he actually managed to get a side charge with a Volkswagen and then route 1 unit of Red Ogres straight away. And then he actually casted Accusation onto the other unit of Red Ogres. Now these 2 units of Red Ogres gonna just get absolutely butchered. In the center, Lord Skulk alongside with 1 unit of Red Ogres are actually doing very good. And then these Clan Rats are actually rushing in, try to support them against those swordsman and spearsman, and then I summon a plague monks behind the swordsman and looking to just dive in, and then I cast that sniper ability onto Warhammer the Green and actually taking him down quite efficiently. Meanwhile, all my Giselles and my cannon are still targeting him, but for some reason he's still just taking it like a boss. So basically my right flank right now got completely overrun by Empire, but the center Lord Squawk is holding strong with the summons and red ogres, and here luckily I still have this pocket here, just basically not compromised. And I want to also comment that this cannon, right from the get-go all the way here, still just firing. And my opponent is very smart, because he understands that if he go this wide, there's pretty much no way for Skaven to actually make it back here to get rid of the great cannons. Because think about the Skaven roster. There are not really any units can do this job except the Night Runners. I mean, the Death Runners. But I don't think people will pick Death Runners, because the current meta is pretty much just Clan Rats and like Skaven slaves. Spend like a lot of them, and basically just mock up everything and let your range to do the job. But who would think that Skaven actually will have trouble against the range? Anyways, so this pocket here is all Empire, this pocket here is all Skaven, but right now these two pockets is about to just kill each other, which is very very fun to watch. So all these rats and all these men are fighting now. There's all these kind of spells going on. Those are Lord Squawk's ability, I believe. A lot of corruption. And then all lightning cannons are firing, and these brave Empire troops alongside with those Empire Knights actually charge into the back, and also these Empire Knights as well, trying to basically just get rid of my gunners and my wood lightning cannons. And they actually got quickly pulled away, but on the retreat they actually got shot by those Natty Bubble sharpshooters, which is not an ideal situation for them. And then they also get chased down by those red ogres as well. And here, this pocket here, great swords and swordsmen are actually fighting two units of rats and red ogre. Here Lord Squawk is actually taking everything by himself, like a boss, which is awesome. And then where's Warhammer? Where's that Volkswagen? There you go. Volkswagen actually got pulled all the way here. Like, this is so smart, because if he stayed there, he's just gonna get shot down by those Giselles. So because he can constantly heal himself, so he basically just parking here to heal to full health and then come back in again. Like, this is only good players will do. Like, they will actually know that sometimes you need to basically reserve your strength and come back later. And now, where are those Empire Knights? Empire Knights are absolutely getting shredded by those red ogres, and that they are not gonna be long in this world. And these Empire Knights actually about to die to red ogres again, and they are also getting shot at by those cannon bolts. There you go. There was some friendly fire there, which is unfortunate. And here, this native bubble sharpshooters are still just doing work. But the thing is, I think I should have saved some ammunition, because they actually need all their animation to be on really important stuff. Like, this is why I say that I'm not really that experienced in terms of using these Giselles. But you see, right now, all of them are still online, but I really don't have a lot of ammunition left, and I really should have saved those animation to important stuff. But here in the center, the rats are coming back. They're they're coming back strong, and that Jade Wizard is about to rout off, and Witch Hunter is currently getting chased by those clan rats. Skaven slaves and the Rat Ogres actually managed to dive onto that Stern's revenge unit, but these guys can actually hold their own against the melee. And here, Lord Skulk is actually casted another sniper ability onto Warhammer the Green, and he needs to pull back again, and Natty Bubble Sharpshooters and the cannon is shooting him as well, but he's still just very tanky for some reason, and he still just survived. And then Lord Skulk is actually in a very tight situation here because right now he's deep in enemy line and full surrounded by all these Empire units. But I still have maintained a relatively safe pocket here, except those swordsmen actually made into my Giselles, which is bad, obviously. And then those two Rat Ogres actually did a lot of work at killing those great swords, which is nice. And now those great swords got routed. This guy needs to just come back here and save the Giselles. And here, this is what I talked about earlier. I need to really pay attention to the ammunition, and now they are actually out of ammo. They have to be sent into melee against that Jade Wizard, which is a bit unfortunate. And now I realize that I don't really have enough mass to deal with everything here, especially Lord Skulk is actually taking a lot of fire by that Silver Bullets unit. So I really just need to basically retreat back to my safe pocket here. And yeah, so far this game has been really close, and these two Rat Ogres actually managed to rout this pocket of Empire completely, which is nice. But Witch Hunter is still here. This summon unit of clan rats actually did a lot of job at killing all of the Silver Bullets, which is good. And cannon still online, which is the issue. Right now I just try to gather all my Rat Ogres and do a final push with summons into that Great Cannon probably. But at the same time, these Empire Spears are actually coming back in, and they are about to get in melee with those Latin cannons. Now, these Rat Ogres coming in, still just taking huge cannon fires. So it's definitely not an ideal situation for them.
Look to the sky! A bloody moon!
There you go, another Rat Ogre model got completely just... Wow, they actually didn't make it in there. That's incredible. Like, this cannon just proved to be very, very good. And there's another Rat Ogre unit about to try to dive in, but let's see if they actually got their shots. And Silver Bullets, actually these guys made into the cannon, which is good. The Silver Bullets are still just shooting there in the back. But yeah, they got routed again. And Warhammer the Green actually came back and helped this engagement here, which is nice. And the Rat Ogres are really just... I lost a lot of Rat Ogres right here, and I think that's a really bad move from my part. And here, this summoned unit of clan rats actually butchered those Silver Bullets, which is nice. But at this point, all these Empire troops are about to rally, and now I realize that, okay, this push actually kind of failed. So I need to get Skulk back, because Skulk is right now all by himself. He really needs to pull back into the last little pocket here, which only consists of 2 units of very depleted Warplock Giselles, and this one actually just shattered. And this Rat Ogre is actually about to shatter as well, and oh boy, all of a sudden there's a very angry Tattered Souls alongside with the Jade Wizard actually just coming out from the forest and looking to dive onto that cannon. all the way here at the forest, I have a relatively healthy Red Ogre unit, just basically shatter the spearsmen. And now Skulk is coming in, and I really need Skulk to help in this engagement here. And here as well, oh my gosh, oh no, this is gonna be devastating. Those cannons will never outrun them. Yep, that's kinda bad. And then this warp lightning cannon is actually just, the cannon crews actually just ditched the cannon and managed to basically charge in melee. These are cannon crews. They're actually in melee against the swordsman. This is hilarious. And all the way here, Skulk alongside with the Red Ogre and also the Lady Bubble Sharpshooters out of animation actually are duking it out with the Jade Wizard and Titan Souls. And this Titan Soul unit still has 88 models that have. And then there's another summon of Clan Rats into the battle. And now this is gonna be a very, very tight situation here. And these Titan Souls are not gonna do a lot of job to the summon unit of Clan Rats because these guys practically have no armor. And Lord Skulk is gonna just kill a bunch of Titan Souls here, which is nice. And the good thing about Titan Souls is that they will never rout. So which means no matter how many you kill, as long as they still have one model left, they will not give up the fight. And these Clan Rats are actually doing good against them. They are actually kinda overwhelmed with such a Titan Souls. But all the way in the distance, Witch Hunter is charging in very angrily into this engagement here, same as this Empire Swordsman. And all the way here, the Big Daddy Volkswagen is coming in as well. And here we got some reserve units of Empire Spearsman and Swordsman. And here, there's a 1v1 situation going on here. The Witch Hunter is actually trying to basically kill Lord Skulk. And right now, Lord Skulk actually is all by himself, fighting all these swordsmen just by himself. And now, oh my gosh, Volkswagen just came in and knocked Skulk down. The Skulk still just fighting. And then there's a big Rod of Ages, wow, Rod of Corruption I believe. And there's another summon unit of Clan Rats. This is what's really powerful about Lord Skulk is that he can actually summon so many times. And also we have some Red Ogres very angry. Oh my god, we don't want to beat that Empire Swordsman getting smashed like that. And wow, Volkswagen came in and actually routed off those, actually completely routed off those Red Ogres. That's very impressive of that Volkswagen unit. And then Clan Rats actually managed to win the day, and that they are now going to target onto the Warhammer the Green and trying to dish out some damage onto him. And I'm not too sure how this is gonna go. Lord Skulk is still just trying his best to do some damage onto the Volkswagen, but Volkswagen is so slippery, and all the Clan Rats actually died. And then, oops, oh my god, that guy's head just got knocked off. And now, on the battlefield, that Red Ogre actually got knocked down straight away. Wow. So 4 units of 4 models of Red Ogres alongside with the Lord Skulk is actually duking it out with Volkswagen, assisted by a few valiant Empire Swordsmen and Empire Spearsmen. And Lord Skulk is still just trying. Oh my gosh, I believe that those Red Ogres got routed again. And one of them actually managed to die here. And once again, this Lord Skulk along fighting all these Empire troops by himself, with Volkswagen observing from the distance. And he got knocked down once again. But there you go, there's another Rod of the Ages. Wrath of the Corruption, which is so nice, and managed to basically rout all these Empire troops. They actually completely gave up fighting, and then Lord Skulk is actually just giving. Wow, that was a good hit. And then there's some valiant cannon crews coming, and also these guys. It's Giselle's in melee, not gonna do a whole lot though. And then Lord Skulk still just giving a chase to that Volkswagen, and the Volkswagen just refused to engage. There you go, still refused to engage. And now I decided, okay, if you don't want to engage me, then I just go back and into my forest. Hopefully you're not gonna bother me anymore. So Lord Skulk actually head back to the forest alongside with some Black-King Giselles. There you go. And basically, right now on the battlefield, nothing's left. Literally, this cannon crews. So basically, Giselle unit very depleted. And look at the health of Ukma the Green, 578, and look at the health of Lord Skulk, 452, and the balance power is still even. Oh my gosh! And they're still just fighting. This is incredible. And we're still just gonna basically, go to cinematic view. Lord Skulk still just basically trying to get the terrain advantage against Ukma the Green. And I just do a little bit back and forth because this is literally down to the wire. Finally, oh no, Volkswagen actually not plan to engage again. And there you go, the cannon crew is here. Oh my gosh, they're all the way went to here. And Skulk got knocked down again, but he actually managed to kill some cannon crews and popped Wrath of the Ages, Wrath of Corruption. I always spell that wrong. And that's Wrath of Corruption once again. And Volkswagen is actually in the range, and they're still just fighting. Moscow got knocked down one more time. And I think, yes, he's still oh, there you go, valiant defeat, wow. So Lord Skulk actually decided to basically, enough is enough. He decided to give up. I don't really blame him. Look at the kills. He personally racked up 132 kills, which is huge. So basically, as we dive onto the scorecard, man, this was a absolutely amazing game. I have never seen any games down to the wire like this. This is literally a duel between Volkswagen and Skulk, and if it went down, couldn't be more epic. And scorecard, Lord Skulk did fantastic, and 3 of my Red Ogre unit actually did fantastic as well. And I think I have a lot of issue using Warplock Giselles because I could have done a lot better with them if I didn't waste ammunition. I think if I have enough ammunition, look at the health of Ukma the Green. If I actually managed to save some ammunition, I would definitely came on top. But yeah, that was pretty rough. I didn't optimize my ammunition usage, but Claras did their job, and Skaven Spears did their job as well. Look at here, look at the kills on the Tattersalls, 246, amazing. Look at the kills on Witch Hunter, 117, amazing. Empire Knights didn't do a whole lot, which I don't blame them. Silver Bullets and Stern Revenge actually racked up a lot of kills. Great Swords did okay. I mean, look at this kills on the Swordsman unit. I think it would better to spend your money elsewhere. And then Cannon did amazing, 73 kills, amazing. And I mean, Warp Lightning Cannon is not too shabby as well. But the thing is, like, I really need to conserve my ammunition. That's the lesson I learned from this game. And what do you guys think about this battle? I mean, in my entire experience of playing this game, this will be one of the most closed battle I have ever played. I mean, I played a couple games like this, but that's it. This is like 1 in 1,000 games will be really close like this one. So I really hope you guys enjoy the cast, and as always, if you guys enjoy my contents, hit that subscribe button, hit it, just smash it. And for now, Archibald signing off.